Shree Mataji. Let's start the meditation by taking few deep breaths. And collectively, raise the Kundalini and put yourself into Bandhan. Namaskar. Let's invite Shree Mataji into our hearts. Let's place the right hand in our left heart. Shree Mataji, please come into my heart. Please let me clean my heart so you stay there. Let me not be in delusion. Take away all delusions. Keep me in reality. Please remove the sheen of superficiality. Mother, let me worship your feet in my heart. Let me enjoy your feet in my heart. Shree Mataji, please guide us in this meditation. Let's place both hands toward Mother Earth. Let's connect to Mother Earth. Mother Earth, kindly remove all negativities, all the heaviness, all the imbalances in our solar system. We can say the mantra, Shree Adibhumi Devi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adibhumi Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's put the left hand on the lap. Let's balance the left channel. Mother Kundalini, please come to my left channel. Please balance and purify our left channel. Please remove all the negativities, all the emotional imbalances, all the lethargy and the conditionings from this channel. Let's take the mantra, Shree Mataji Bhairava. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shree Mataji Bhairava Sakshat Shree Adishakti Mataji Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's clean our right channel. Put the right hand on the lap, left hand towards the sky. Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and purify our right channel. Please dissolve all the heat from our liver, from our entire right channel into the ether element. Please dissolve all the ego, and everything that is affecting our attention. Let's take the mantra, Shree Mahasaraswati Hanumana. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shree Mahasaraswati Hanumana Sakshat Shree Adishakti Mataji Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's clear our center channel, both hands on the lap. Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and balance our center channel. Please remove all negativities, all imbalances and blockages from this channel. Mantra Shree Lakshmi Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shree Lakshmi Ganesha Sakshat Shree Adi Shakti Mataji Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's take Shree Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shree Ganesha Sakshat Shree Adi Shakti Mataji Shree Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's take Shree Ganesha Darbashish.
Both hands on Mother Earth. Om Namaste Ganapataye Tvameva Pratyaksham Tattvamasi Tvameva Kevalam Kartasi Tvameva Kevalam Tatasi Tvameva Kevalam Artasi Tvameva Sarvam Kalavidam Brahmasi Tam Sakshat Tatmasi Nityam Ritam Vachmi Satyam Vachmi Ava Tvamam Ava Vaktaram Ava Shotaram Ava Tataram Ava Tataram Ava Nunchanamavashisham Ava Paschatat Ava Purastat Ava Taratat Ava Dakshinatat Ava Charvatat Ava Taratat Sarvato Mam Pahi Pahi Samantat Tvam Vang Mayastam Chinmaya Tvam Ananda Maya Tvam Brahma Maya Tvam Sachidananda Vidyosi Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvam Jnanim Myo Vijnanim Myosi Sarvam Jagadidam Tvato Jayati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvata Stishtati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvai Nameshati Sarvam Jagadidam Tvai Pratyati Tvam Bhumir Apo Nalo Nilo Naba Tvam Chatvari Vakpadani Tvam Guna Treya Titaha Tvam Deha Treya Titaha Tvam Kala Treya Titaha Tvam Mula Dhara Stito Nityam Tvam Shakti Treyatmaka Tvam Yogino Dayanti Nityam Tvam Brahma, Tvam Vishnu, Tvam Rudras, Tvam Indras, Tvam Agnis, Tvam Vayus, Tvam Suryas, Tvam Chandramas, Brahma Bhuvasvaram, Ganatim Purvamucharya, Varnadim Tadanantaram, Anuswara Paratara, Haritu Haritam, Etetamana Swarupam, Kakara Purvarupam, Karo Madhyama Rupam, Anushwara Chandya Rupam, Bindu Rutata Rupam, Nata Santanam Samhita Sandhi, Saisha Ganesha Vidya, Kanaka Rishi, Nichit Gayatri Chandaha, Ganapate Devata, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Ekadantaye Vidmahe, Vakratundaya Dhimahi, Tanno Danti Prachodaya, Ekadantam Chaturhasam, Pasham Ankusha Dharinam, Radam Chavaradam, Hastir Pirnanam, Mushaka Devjam, Raktam Lambodaram, Shurpa Karnakam, Rakta Vasasam, Rakta Gandhanalitangam, Rakta Pushpai Sapujatam, Bhaktano Kampinam Devam Jagatkaranam Uchitam, Avir Bhutam Ja Shushadyo Prakriti Purushat Param, Evam Dayatiyo Nityam Sa Yogi Yoginam Paraha, Namo Varapataye, Namo Ganapataye, Nama Pramapataye, Namaste Astu Lambodare Nikadantaya, Vignanashinay, Shiva Sutaya, Shri Varada Murtaye Namo Namah. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi.
Let's have a silence meditation for some time.
On the day of
Sri Krishna Puja, I'm going to tell you about Sri Krishna. But before that, we should know how the whole thing evolved from Sri Vishnu's evolutionary process. So as you know, there were 10 avatars, 10 incarnations of Sri Vishnu. Now Vishnu is the one which grows to be the Virat, to be the macrocosm as they call it. And this Vishnu principle is very well established within us. As a result of that only, we also seek, and we seek money, power, love, families, children, all kinds of things we seek. That is only because of the Vishnu principle within us. But the biggest thing about Vishnu principle is that it gave us evolution, by which we evolved. Also we evolved in the social structure, in the political structure, in the economic structure. We also evolved. India, I would say, India was once upon a time, say, a slave country. Then democracy came in, and then English had to give up India because they learned that if they have to make a majority rule in India, then there are more Indians than English, so they had to give up in any case. So wisdom came over and they gave up. You see? So what happens that we learned gradually when we start facing the problems that we ourselves have created. When we start seeing what are the problems are, then we get that wisdom within us. And this is the greatest gift that we achieve, I think, on our central nervous system. The evolutionary process creates the wisdom. While the animals have everything built in within them, they are pashu, they are under the control of the God's wish, we can say, or under the control of this all-pervading power, the Param Chaitanya. They don't have their separate identity as such, or individuality to think that this is wisdom, this is not wisdom. They have no idea of wisdom. But it's the human beings who have this great gift that they develop wisdom. And the countries which have been very ancient developed this wisdom much more because of trial and error. You see, they used to try something, then it would recoil on them, and then they would find out that this was the reason. So there has been a lot of soul searching among all these countries, especially Russia. I was surprised that if you read their books, it's nothing but the soul searching of people. Like that they evolved, and we came to a state now today is the way the war is. We see that so many countries have joined together to fight this madman. So it was not so. At the time of Hitler, there were people who joined him, some joined the other side. So we had two types of people, and it was divided. And after that also this division was there. But today, it's very different, that so many countries have joined, and so many Muslim countries have also joined hands to fight this. So the circumstances are created, of course, by our own mistakes and by our own creations, but also by Paramacharya. It creates a circumstance. And then when you start seeing it clearly that this is what we have done wrong, and that's why we are punished, then you change, and then you start taking another view. So the wisdom is a kind of a light that comes in our understanding. But as human beings have evolved, even the deities have evolved themselves accordingly. So it was a fish, and then a tortoise, and like that it went on till we come to the stage of Vamana Avtara, where it was a small man, then a big man, a tall, big man, a Greek, whom we call as Zeus, is Parshurama. And then came Sri Ram. Sri Rama was the one who was wise, extremely wise, cautious, careful, uh, very formal, beautiful person. And he had forgotten that he was the incarnation of Vishnu. He was made to forget that he was incarnate. But he knew about his powers. But he didn't know that he was the incarnation of Vishnu. But he knew he had all the powers and he could do all these things. That he knew. So because he was to become a Maryada Purushottama, means he had to become a man who was observing all the Maryadas, all the boundaries of Dharma, and that he had to be the best person. Now this is a contradictory thing, because the person who is successful in the world today, in this Kali Yuga, what we find is a man who has no maryadas of any kind. He behaves in such a manner, very atrocious manner, and in a very funny way, that just before coming, you see, all kinds of abuses they were hurling at the Saddam and King Hussein. I ran away, so many things they were saying. So you are surprised how these people become so important at the helm of affairs and this and that. That also comes from human error. Because human beings, you see, start liking such people. Because there are people who are sadists and there are people who are masochists. So the masochist people start feeling, oh, look at that, intimidated, and then they start adoring such people. Look at him, how powerful he is. So they are impressed by their physical power. And by that power, then you become a country which is a slave under some sort of a despot or some sort of horrible king. Then something happens, and people realize that this was wrong. We should not have agreed. Like at the time of Hitler, now Germans were saying that it was a political mistake. And they started understanding that what Hitler has done is wrong. So this kind of a wisdom then comes up because of these incidents and things. And now in my lecture, which I sent to Australia, I had said very clearly that now the political problems are not there so much as there are the fundamentalists who are going to give problems to the world. And that's what has happened. This fundamentalism has entered into politics. And now by this happening, whatever is going to be the outcome of it, definitely fundamentalism is going to be stopped by people. Because there was such a fear that people from Algeria told me, people from Istanbul, they informed me that, Mother, please stop this fundamentalism. But this is not only among Muslims, it is everywhere. Every religious so-called people are fundamentalist. What is the reason for that? The reason is this, that it is not based on truth. Whatever does not have the base of the truth falls off to some side. So either it will fall off to the right or to the left. And when it falls off to the right, then they become fundamentalist. When it falls out to the left, they start becoming they start committing suicides and doing all kinds of things. So this fundamentalism is basically there because the religions are not based on the truth. Truth is what it was propounded. Like the other day in the interview in Toronto, the lady interviewer asked me, what do you think about caste system in India? She thought it was a Hindu sort of a thing. So I told her it's not. Then she asked me, what do you think of caste? I said, it's horrible, it's a curse. So she said, then why do they have caste? I said, I'll tell you what, in the beginning, there was no caste system according to the birth, but according to the work you did. Because Sri Rama's life was written by a dacoit who became Valmiki, a saint, and he wrote. But he was a fisherman. He was not a Brahmin. So a fisherman became a Brahmin when he got his realization. And the second one was the, the person who wrote Gita was Vyasa. Vyasa was an illegitimate child of a fisherwoman. So how could an illegitimate child of a fisherwoman could become so capable as to write the Gita? But in the Gita they have put wrong things. In the Gita they have put that caste is according to your postnatal personality, means after your birth. So they changed it, definitely. But the point is how they have changed, because the one who has written was not like that. Then I said they all try to do something against their own religion. That's the best part of it. I said, now see Christianity. Christ has said that thou shalt not have adulterous eyes. In the 10 Commandments it says, thou shalt not commit adultery. So what he said, that a very subtle thing. He said, thou shalt not have adulterous eyes, because he is on Agya Chakra. So he has to talk of the eyes. And I said, asked her, can you show me Christians who do not have adulterous eyes in the West? Please show me. She didn't know how to answer. She was nonplussed. And she wanted to have me only for 10 minutes. She was thinking of some sort of a Hindu jargon. And then she kept me for 45 minutes, and she's not going to edit it. I gave her realization also. But all this is what I'm saying is learning through experience. Through experience. Now in Sahaja Yoga we have come. We had the experience, definitely. We had the experience of the divine. Then we had the experience of joy. Then we had the experience of leading a very beautiful collective life. And we really feel we are of one family, born of one mother, one common mother. We are all together as one. We do know that. And we feel that way. And we feel very confident about it. Then we have had many other things which no other incarnation could do. Was one of them I have really outlasted all of them. They all died by the time they were 40 years of age. Nobody wanted to exist. They thought had enough of it now. You better look after mother, it's beyond us, you're going. So they all disappeared very soon. Even a person like Ganeshwara, he took a samadhi at the age of 23 years, can you imagine? He said, had enough of it. With these human beings, nobody can work out. Christ got himself crucified. Muhammad Sahib got his poisoning. And he too was not very old when he died. He was, they say so, that he was not more than 45 years of age when he died. So if that is the situation, and that is the position of an incarnation, that as soon as he sees the world, he tries to bundle up himself and is about to depart, then I think I have been very brave. I'm still continuing. And the responsibility is also of a different nature. They didn't have to give realization to anybody, just to give speech, that's all. It's very easy to give the speech and then get out of this world. That's all they did. Nowhere it is written that they gave realization to anybody or they did anything for anyone like that. Now, what I find that our canvas is very big. First of all, we have so many countries who are involved in Sahaja Yoga and who are working it out for themselves. Now, the first canvas we have is that we have people of all types, of all nature, of all levels, with all kinds of conditionings and egos. And I mean, it's every time I find a new variety. See this, then I start wondering now what's that. Sometimes I go off to sleep and it's so boring that you don't know what to do. Situation is sometimes so much beyond my understanding. So I just give up. But on the whole, I must say we have done well. And now we have so many countries with us. We have all the Eastern blocs and bloc people, and also the Russians we have, and we have really so many people I never expected to get them realized. Because with other gurus, it's very simple. Even with other incarnations who were really true people and they did everything that was truthful and good, they didn't have the responsibility of the Sajogis with them or anything that they taught. Nobody bothered. They had to leave their families, children, everything behind, and they had to get to work. Even Shankaracharya had his disciples. He told them, you all take sannyasas. You can't have your families on my head. Better get rid of them and come. Even Christ's disciples, same thing. I mean, you take anyone, Buddha or Mahavira, they all had to become sannyasis. They didn't want to carry the families and their loads and things and their wives and their children and their servants and all sorts of things. Never. Now, that cannot be done in sadhana. The first thing is that we want to show that human beings can get self-realization when they are living in this world. They don't have to give up everything, take only 2 clothes and go to Himalayas and live there and then get their realization, settle down there only and one day finish off there. They have to live in this world, they have to work in this world, they have to establish their Sahaja and they have to grow in this world. This is a very difficult thing. But we managed, and we managed is by one simple thing, and that simple thing is compassion. Without compassion, it could not have worked. Whatever you may try, whatever discipline you might put, whatever regimentation you do, it would all fail. It's the compassion. And compassion which is enlightened by wisdom. So in the evolutionary process as we are today, we have to weigh how much compassion we have in ourselves. Not for only our family, our relations, our country, but for the whole world. How much compassion we have within ourselves. Secondly, we should also know that all other people who came on this world, earth didn't give any positive proof of their divinity. Nobody gave. But you have got the proof of my divinity and your divinity and of this all-pervading power. Not only that, but you have seen the photographs and you have seen how things have been and have been working out in the abstract world that photographs and the cameras are catching, which you don't see with your eyes, but it is happening there. And recently there was a photograph, I hope they are going to bring some copies of that actually Sri Ganesha is projected out of me and is actually Sri Ganesha, actually. You may see Christ also one day. People, they saw in one of the photographs, there is Christ here. Very small, but it's there. So, you may see all of them one day. But despite that, the evolutionary process has to work out within us. And that is that it should become a part and parcel of our faith. It is not a faith which is blind, but faith, like as you see the flowers here, like that it is. And still you don't want to believe there are no flowers, then we would say that you are taking a sort of a pretension that you are mad, but you are not. So, now the main problem we have is how to imbibe this within our personality. How to know within our personality that we are facing this kind of an incarnation, that we are born in such and such era, which is very important absolutely, it is a very special times that we are here, and that we have risen very high through our evolutionary process, which was sort of accelerated by the Kundalini awakening. And we are residing in the space now, beyond time and beyond sin. So, still we are not assuming our positions. That's what I feel. We must assume our position. And though I look so simple, maybe, and I talk to you in a very simple manner, there should be no awe about me. I don't want that awe about me. But to be aware that you have got that within yourself. You are that special personality whom God has given all these gifts. Of course, divine gifts cannot be given with money, as you know, cannot be given with anything else. But it's the compassion of the divine that has given you this gift. But judging you to be capable of doing something great, that you will work out the plans of the divine. That's why this power is given to you. So in the evolutionary process, when Sri Rama worked out as a human being who was full of wisdom and was the benevolent king as described by Socrates to show how the king should be. All those things he worked out in his lifetime. But still one more evolution was needed in him, and that they say the Sampurna is the complete incarnation of Vishnu came in as Sri Krishna. So what is the complete form of Sri Krishna is that he said that the whole world is a play. That you don't have to take things seriously. But first, we Sahajogis should know that first you have to be Rama. Even even Vishnu had to become Rama first. He couldn't just become Sri Krishna, saying that it's all a play. So for us, it's still that stage of Rama is there. And he had to go through a lot of sacrifices, through a lot of sufferings, a lot of insults, and to such an extent that he had to give up his wife. And after that they never met because she also disappeared after that. So the whole life of Sri Rama is before us. He had to go through that penance. Sri Vishnu had to go through that penance. I'm not saying that Sahajogis have to do it, because you are given your birth beyond Isasthana. So you don't have to go like Rama. You don't have to worry about all these things through which Christ had to go. After Sri Krishna's incarnation also, Christ had to do the tapasya, complete penance and all that he had to do. That's how he rose. But you are beyond that. So you are blessed by everything. You are blessed by family, you are blessed by all kinds of comforts, jobs, money, whatever you say, you are blessed. But these can be temptations also. And when these temptations come in, you might fall into a trap of temptations. So one should understand that if you have to be Sri Krishna, then it's not only fun, it's not only enjoyment. To say that Sri Krishna established the Leela, but first if you remember his life, how he was born, his parents were arrested, and how he was taken to Gokul, from there how he killed so many Rakshasas who came to kill him, and then how he went back to kill Kamsa. And after that he said, it's a Leela. So like that we too have this problem within ourselves, that we have to first of all kill the Kamsa within us. We have to kill the other Rakshasas within us. We have to do all these things, and then we can say it's a Leela. So he has a double life. One side with the gopis, he was playing Leela, and also with the Gopas, he was playing Leela. Like there was a rain. One day the Indra got jealous of him and he wanted to uh, destroy all of them with rain because they were all looking after their cows in the fields. And it started raining very, very heavily. And they thought that they'll be all finished. Suddenly, Sri Krishna lifted a mountain, and under the mountain, these all gopis stood. They were hardly from about, at the most, about 16 years of age. And they also put their little sticks to show that they are also helping Sri Krishna. So that is how it was done, to show how everything is a play in one side of the life when he was a child. And then again he showed that how he had to fight the Rakshasas on the other side. That he did on his own. He worked it out on his own and he never bothered others, the gopis and all of them. Even he had to fight the Kaliya or the great serpent. He also did that. But as far as his friends were concerned, he was playing ball with them. I mean, the ball fell down, then he went and fought Kaliya. So, Sri Krishna, of course, was fully aware of himself that he was the full incarnation of Sri Vishnu and that he had reached the highest point now. And he has to establish the Leela concept. And that's how the Leela started. In the same way, for Sajogis, it is becoming a Leela. So, at one side, it is a Leela. But on the other side, we have to know that we have a responsibility. We have to work out Sajoga. First of all, the Sajoga must be worked out on yourself. The one who doesn't feel happy in Sajoga must know that there's something wrong. You have to feel joyous and happy. If you don't feel happy, if you cannot laugh out, then there's something wrong. And that should be corrected. First sign of a Sajogi that he has glow on his face and that he is always joyous and happy. So this is one point we have to remember, that we have to be joyous people, happy people. At the same time, we should be responsible. For example, what I always hear from the leaders, that there are 5% people who take up responsibilities and all the rest are just there doing nothing. Now it has increased. 5 to 10% has come. Now it is coming to 20%. But all of you should, because that's the only way you can ascend. Not by just enjoyment, by calling it a Leela or all that, but by really working out Sajoga upon yourself and upon other people. So we have to work out, first of all, upon ourselves, find out what's wrong with us. There has to be a soul search. Now, many people just put a big curtain on it and just don't want to see it's all right. Of course, I don't say you write to me long letters of confessions. It doesn't mean that. But you see for yourself, why am I doing that? What was the need for me to do? Why didn't I take it up like that? Oh, small things. We are sometimes very petty-minded. Like I heard from somebody that somebody didn't get a present. I mean, there's so many people here. And if somebody doesn't get a present, I mean, it is quite possible. I mean, if everybody gets a present, I would say it's a miracle. I would call it a miracle. Even the divine can't promise that. So it's beyond the divine, something great, that everybody gets a present. So then to complain that I didn't get a present, so I'm not going to do this. It's a present. It's a token, nothing more. It's just a token and it's given to you just with vibrations and things. But if you don't get it, that doesn't mean in any way you are discarded or you are being ill-treated or somebody wants to insult you. That's not the point. But From this base level, we have to come up. I mean, there are people of that level also, that they say things of such a base level things, very low level things. Now, this level varies in different people. So, what we look into normally, as I told you before also, it's easy to be bad than to be good because you have to work hard for that. So, we see somebody who is at a baser level and then we start following that person instead of following somebody who is higher than us. Because you are supposed to be my followers. Supposed to be. I know you are my followers. But if you are my followers, then you have to look up. How can you go to baser things and to cheap things like that and say things which are so stupid? So to understand, first of all, the expanse of such, to get the whole view, vision, is beyond the horizon. It's so great. And you are working it out. You have got the powers to do it. You are specially chosen for it. I mean, imagine, you should visualize yourself also, what you are. And that, once you understand what you are, and relate yourself to the great vision, then I don't have to say anything. Because then you just say, Mother, you are doing everything. You don't do anything. It's all working out. You just don't say it with your mouth, but in your heart you feel that way. That's Mother, it's you who is doing it. And then you go on enjoying. Every time you do something, you enjoy and enjoy. If you think you are doing some work for Sadhguru, then give it up. Absolutely give it up. But if you think I'm just doing it because I enjoy it and I'm not doing it, Mother is doing it. Once such a feeling comes in, then you understand that the wisdom has come into you. And this wisdom is the one that is really going to give you the light. And in that wisdom, then you will understand that what is the Leela. And how we have to enjoy ourselves. We have to know that it's the Leela. And we have to also know that it is the work of the Divine for which we are chosen, and that we have to work it out. So, Sri Krishna never said don't do karmas. He said karmanyavadikaraste. You have the right to do the karmas, but not the right to think of the fruits. But he said you have to work. When first I came to England, I met some Sahajas, and one of them very sensibly said to me, in his own wisdom, that thank God, now after great efforts I have become unemployed. I couldn't understand this, I mean, to become unemployed, that he was so very happy that he is unemployed. So, now, this kind of attitude has to be given. That we are unemployed, very good, we are employed, we don't have to do it. Because the quality of life, according to the Western standards, is so funny. The amount of money you can spend on cruising. I've seen in Switzerland people just standing on those little, I don't know what to call them, rafts on the water, just standing like this, hours together. What do you call them? Surf. No, surfing. No, it was not going round. It was just stationary in one place. They are balancing, is holding on some rope, standing there. Like Dhanurdharas. I said, how long? Oh, they'll go on 3, 4 hours, 5 hours. They'll be tired, you know, what are they doing? Meditating, I believe. I mean, then spending time over Grand Prix, you see, standing there and enjoying how many people are killed. Oh, killed, nice. See, this is all kinds of funny ideas. Then how many holidays you have been to. These are all entrepreneurs who are befooling us, we should know. And the sign of the thing, your skin should become yellow or no, brown, should become brown. And they look such stupid things, I tell you. Such stupid things. Then you go to the hairdresser and they make your hairdress with a pokey thing and spend 50 pounds for that. This is the quality of life. Nowadays the new fashion I've seen is all of them ladies are having their hair here. So CP is a simple man, he was watching the television. He said, these days what is happening to them in the forehead? I said, why? See, their hair do not grow here at all. I told him, no, it is deliberately cut. But why? I said, there's no answer for why. You see, why they do stupid things? Everybody, you see, all ladies on the television were talking about news or anything. All of them have hair like that. Tomorrow, I don't know, they might have it from here. I don't know. So all these ridiculous ideas, you see, how people accept so easily, I just don't know. Any ridiculous idea you put it up, that immediately they accept is a sign that there's no wisdom. There's no wisdom. And that's what I feel, that in the West, we must develop our wisdom, which is really missing somehow. Wisdom is missing. Because how can you be fooled by these things? Now these tight pants started once, and I remember I was meeting in Oxford Street, and one girl with this tight pant couldn't raise her foot up to the bus. So actually they pushed her up. It's terrible, I thought, what a tight pant. And then they developed varicose veins. And then in England, to have holes in their pants, to call it holy pant, imagine. So this is the quality of life. How long have you been? Oh, I've been to a holiday, they tell you that this. As the Indians are, you see, they might boast about, maybe in Bengal they do boast that today I ate some nice fish or something. But this is stupidity. It is a joyless pursuit. At least you eat something, you eat it, you see, taste it at least in the mouth. But this kind of thing that we do, this buffon, then this, that, then the men are another stupid things men do. Nowadays, you see, some people went to buy bangles, big size, I said, bring it for the foreigners because they do not have hands like ours, so they need bigger ones. So they came back empty-handed. I said, what's the matter? I told you to bring this thing. I telephoned to you. Mother, we went to buy, but they said they are all going to America because now the American young people boys want to wear bangles, boys. In India, if you want to insult anyone, like in 1942, the women took a very special courage to fight the British. We were women. And the boys were saying, no, don't do that. So we had taken bangles and we said, all right, take bangles. You wear bangles and we'll do the work. And that was the greatest insult for them. So here the bangles are sent to them. They are putting these rings in one kind, one there, one. I mean, I don't know. What's the matter? This is idiotic, absolutely idiotic to behave like this. So all the bangles from India are now going to America and all the men are going to come with the bangles in their hands. Instead of having swords, now they are having bangles. Just laugh at these nonsensical things there. The quality of life that they call it. What is the quality? See, such pretentious, such artificial ideas about things that if you do like this, then you are all right. If you don't do like that, then you are. All these are very pretentious, unsymbolic, has no meaning to it, nothing. And we are all drawn into it all the time. So Saj Yogis have to know we are wise people. We are not stupid. We are not idiotic, and we are not going to take idiotic methods and idiotic ways. So now if you go higher than this kind of stupidity, now the another great ideas about quality of life is how many times you are divorced. They really boast of it. I mean, it's so shameful. We went one day to see one house. Just for a short time, we needed a place. So the owner of that place, first thing upstairs, he came down and winked at me like this, and I was wondering what's the matter with this fellow. Then he sat down and he started telling Mr. Srivastava. Of course, he had all the exaggerated curtsies and all that. He says, "Sir, see, now this is my house. You'll enjoy it, and I'm divorced. I know I'm divorced twice, but I have a woman now with me, and she can look after you very well." He immediately got up. He said, "Let's go." So this is quality of life. How many times you are divorced, how many women you have, how many women you run after. I mean, this is, there's no word in English for such a, they call it womanizer, but we have very derogatory description of them. I mean, to run after women is something so low. The other way around, that the women run after men. This is the quality of life. It's prostitution. We have to see that these norms do not apply to us at all. If we have to take out our countries, our people, that we have to have a much higher value system of our own. And we should rise above all these things. So now from this level, if you go, then you go to another level of people who are very particular about their dress and about their spoon and forks and things. I mean, what I call the table culture. But I was surprised that the French have their own style, English have their own style. The French put the fork like this and the English put like this. Thank God the nose and all these things are fixed, otherwise they would put upside down. That's a good thing God did. He glued us down. And on that, there's a big quarrel and a big fight. So the level of table manners and table things, and then what you eat and what I eat, and sit down for hours together to decide what you are going to eat. This has ruined our attention completely. So what I'm trying to describe to you, how our attention has become so weak that we cannot bear spirituality. These stupid kind of ideas, pretentious, artificial, not related to reality at all. So they come up. Then it's all right. Then stable manners. Then bathrooms. It's another big place for the modern people. Now I won't be surprised that they'll have bathroom for people to come and sit down like Turkish baths, and the drawing rooms will be on the back side of the house. May not be drawing rooms. What is the need? We can have a bath. Sit down there in the bathroom nicely, talking to each other. Very good idea. There was a crazy fellow who went from here, inspired by Pia Karda, can you imagine, who started a movement in India. I wanted to have a discotheque or something. And he used the bathroom seats for the chairs, imagine. So this sort of a thing, you say, oh, novel idea. What a novel idea it is. So this is the kind of a level our attention goes, and we start seeing these things, what a novel idea is, what it is. There will be no good invention in this kind of thing. When people are trying to please you by this kind of a stupidity, that kind of a stupidity, do this, do that. Like one day in India, we found that all the uh, baskets that are sold in the market are missing. We said, what has happened? Where are the baskets gone? So they should have gone to America. America is the best on all these things. So it has gone to America, and for what? We said, no, they have taken a fancy, they want to make big hats with it. Baskets with the hats, yes. And when I went to America, I saw them sitting with it. I was surprised. And they had put glass on it. With the glass on it, they were sitting, you see. I looked at them and said, what's this? They said, this is being very, we are now with the nature. I said, how? They said, see now, it's a natural thing, handmade. And the grass is God-made or handmade also. He said, see, we put the grass on this and this. I mean, I thought that some birds will come and pick it up and make it into a nest for themselves. Or in the night, you might find, if you put the hat one side, there is a little bird and there are little birdies saying something. See, this sounds so idiotic to you, but it's done as a craze, you see, and a craze is a good word to suggest. It's craze, you see, it's madness. And that's how our attention is ruined all the time. So we go to a higher level, you see. We start anti-culture business. No, it's not good. This is not this. So, the other day walking in America, I was surprised. Most of them had their pants all torn, especially in this part, near the groins. They were all torn. Such big openings. I was wondering what's the matter. And they were specially made, this called it stone washed, this washed, but cut, absolutely cut like that. Imagine. Worse than beggars. I mean, if you do not have respect for yourself, do not wear proper dress, means you have no respect. And where is your attention? It's making yourself ridiculous. Then we went to a shop to buy something for the children. And they were all trendy clothes. Nothing classical, nothing beautiful. All trendy, horrible dresses. Then I was wondering where they must have discovered these dresses. And I was meditating and I found out these are the dresses worn by some people long time back in very primitive stages. And that must be coming to them through their subconscious ability. Very primitive when they had no clothes properly done, and they used to wear this kind of trendy, nonsensical dresses. And that's what is coming to them, and that's what they're producing. And then I just thought of you who said that they worship some sort of funny people in Switzerland, some sort of funny images in Switzerland. And he said that these images come from the subconscious. And that's what they are worshipping as something like gods, because they have not seen gods. So this is another level of things where people come in, where they start wasting their energy on the subconscious level and try to become more subconscious and try to work it out. So then comes another type of funny evolution where people think now this is a UP business. So they have no jobs, nothing. They just wear striped coats and pants, nothing. See, they are just ordinary people. Have a small little briefcase with them that walk like this and this. So you ask them, what is it? You talk as if they are some sort of general manager of such and such company and something. And you find out they have no money. And once I remember, one fellow like that met me and he said, can you lend me some money? I said, what's the matter with this fellow? Why is he asking for money? I said, why are you asking for money? He said, you see, I have no change and I have to buy some tickets on this. So I said, all right, I'll give you. But we went into the train and we were on the same. He traveled by first class, can you imagine? And I said, where are you working? He said, I'm unemployed. Then why are you wearing this dress? I couldn't understand. So it is another kind of a pretension people want to put up these days. And some of them are really work alcoholics, and some of them are without any jobs. And this is all a drama there, all the time. Deceiving themselves, deceiving the whole society, and living with this kind of deception. So now our canvas goes to the higher level of people who are so-called higher, where I have moved quite a lot. And in these elite societies, I mean, you find the same people coming up. There isn't much difference in their wisdom. They don't know what they're talking, scandal mongering all the time. The ladies, you see, the lady this and lady that and the lady that. And what they're talking, these ladies are, do you know this man? He flirts with his maidservant. I said, how do you know? He said, we all know. You are an out-of-date person. You don't know these things, very important. Really, I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know the man at all. Don't know, but you must know, you know, he's the one. He winks at this one, and he does that. I mean, such low-level things they talk, that you just don't understand how they are ladies. Then they will start talking about somebody's dress. Oh, you know, that's a borrowed one, that's not hers. How do you know? It's a borrowed one. I know I had borrowed the same the other day. What a level! I mean, there's no depth, there's no spirituality, there's nothing noble about it. So ignoble, all these things are repulsive, I tell you. But if they are at that level of supposing at the helm of affairs they are there, you hear anybody, what do you think of this man? Oh, he's all right, but you know, he had an affair with his secretary, and then something happened. The Prime Minister said, you can't carry on with your secretary, so now he's all right. Then somebody, what do you know about this person? Oh, he's all right, but you know, he's very sneaky. You ask about anyone, you see, you'll never hear a good word about that person. And even if you hear something good, it will have some sort of a stigma. So that people who have lost all the beautiful attention by which you can adore, to admire, because they say there is nothing to admire these days, there's nothing to adore, there's nothing to be seen in people that we can say it's something great. Now we have to do that. We have to give good images, ideals. We live in ideals and we enjoy our ideals, we enjoy our virtues, we enjoy our wisdom. And this is what we have to see to ourselves. Have we got that wisdom or not? Are we above all these things? We can see the joke. I was amazed to hear the other day that our new Bishop of Canterbury, Archbishop of Canterbury, is appointing homosexuals as the priests. God save the young boys, I must say. Can you imagine such a thing happening? These are modern times. Such garbage. Horrible. Out of this garbage, we have to create people who are like lotuses. But for us, we have to be lotus. We should be fragrant. We should be beautiful. We should be generous. We should know what we have got from the divine as the gift. Then it becomes a Leela. When you have that power of Sri Krishna, it becomes a Leela. Not at the stage of Sri Rama, when he had forgotten that he was the incarnation. When you have these powers within yourself, then you enjoy your virtues and you emit virtues. People see you and say, oh, that's it, they are the people, something great, something to learn from them, something to know from them. This is what it is, and each one of them is quite capable. So, when we see all these things around, and when we see all this madness around us, we have to rise above and see that we are very wise, we have the wisdom of our spirit, and we are enlightened. We are Buddhas, and what we have to do. So, even now, sometimes I find very petty things coming up and very petty things happening in Sahaja Yoga. It's surprising. You know, everything is a Leela. When we become part and parcel of the whole thing, then it's a Leela, not before that. So I hope I prepared you for Krishna Puja. You have to work it out for America now, which is the silliest place you could think of. I mean, the silliest place. The most idiotic people live there, actually. And the way they are producing funny things and we are accepting. The best part of it these days, the idiots can dominate anything. Like we had Idi Amin, we had that Botswana fellow, all these people that dominate. So, especially for American surgery, which is important, rise very much above the rest of the people. Why not? Like King Martin Luther, we could do it. Why not we create people of that kind who speak of something great, who bring the attention of people to something higher, raise their necks upward to see that they see with their head higher than the others and see something great in us, something so idealistic, so impossible for them to understand. We have to have such unique people, and that's what we have to work out in our ascent, individual and in collective ascent. So I'm happy that you all are here and we have spent such nice time together, and so many people have come all the way. It's so nice. And also I would like to meet you all tomorrow. Sometime if you have any personal problems, you can come and see me. But tomorrow we want to have Havan say started about say maybe earlier the better. Whatever time we are ready after breakfast, we should have the Havan done. But this time please do it with full devotion. So Havan has a double thing is that you are evoking the Vishnu Tattva. Tomorrow will be having Vishnu's day. And also that is evoked in you, evoked in the whole world. So we have to be very solemn about it and to get to that state where the whole thing becomes a Leela. Because you are so powerful like Sri Krishna, then the whole thing becomes a Leela. May God bless you.
Let's have a couple of minutes to introspect on Mother Talk. Jai Shree Mataji. Anyone that has the pure desire to do arti, please come forward. Anyone who contributed for the Lakshmi basket, please move forward. Thank you, Shree Mataji, for all the blessings. And thank you for this collective meditation. Let's conclude the meditation with a namaskar, and we can raise the Kundalini and put ourselves into bandhan.